and Dan White, Head of Communications Research from Millward Brown, followed by Michael Flexer of Practical Semiotics and Russ Lidston, Chief Executive Euro RSCG London. So I'd just like to welcome Robert Stevens and Dan White to begin the session. Thank you.
Maybe a second. I forgot how to go to slideshow. You know, I'm so used to, 2007. What a great start. Anyway, well, good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for being here in this lovely, nice, cold, air-conditioned room. Got up a nice luxury. Now, I'm not Graham Page, as originally advertised. Apologies for that. In fact, I am roughly the same age. I have the same, similar, distinctive height. So I was tempted not to say anything to organisers, but I'm considerably better looking. So come on, you can tell from my face that had to be a joke. Anyway, why is Millward Brown here today to talk about eye tracking? The key reason really is that although for many years traditional methods, traditional survey-based methods, have served the market research industry extremely well, it's pretty clear that by sticking to those traditional methods alone, we won't always get a full and complete and accurate understanding. Let's have a look. So the main reasons that you can't get a full understanding from traditional research I've summarised here. So on the one hand, there are things that people just don't want to admit to, like being very short. Very difficult to admit. But to be honest, that's an area that we're going to have to live with for ethical reasons, and that's not the key point. We're going to have to work around that. We don't want to probe people for things that they don't want to tell us. However, on the other hand, there are things that people just don't realise have influenced them, and that is where eye tracking and other neuroscience technique can be extremely helpful. And that's why for the past 5 years, Millward Brown have been working with academics, such as our friends at Bangor University, with clients like some of the ones shown on here, and with companies like Think Eyetracking, who specialise in measuring the brain and the body, things you can't get from survey research. And our conclusion is that this, we believe, is the start of a pretty exciting new era for market research, with many of the techniques that I've illustrated here becoming mainstream over the next few years. And there are two main reasons for this emergence of these new techniques. One is the costs. The costs for some of these, not all, have come down dramatically because of new technology. And the other main reason is that the respondent experience, which used to be quite difficult and problematic, has also improved considerably, again, through technology. So, for example, eye tracking, which is what we're here to talk about today, is one of the areas that, because of these changes, is really taking off. And that's why I'm up here representing Millward Brown on stage with Rob Stevens from Think Eyetracking, our eye tracking partners. Now, eye tracking used to be a very cumbersome, awkward, difficult, clumsy, inaccurate science, which means that the costs were high and the respondents had to put up with, well, these are sort of almost comic examples, but equipment that made them not necessarily act in a naturalistic way. Whereas the technology used by Think Eyetracking is quite the opposite. So, for example, this shows how it works these days. There is no, the person just looks straight at the screen, and they're not wearing anything. Well, obviously they're wearing clothes. I mean, that's obviously, you can't do it naked. Well, you could do, actually you could do it naked, but that's not really the point. And and the setup, the calibration process is incredibly quick. And the net result, of course, is that the respondent is completely natural. They're just watching a screen like they normally would. So we don't have any of the problems of, well, are they really behaving like they would in real life? Of course they would. Of course they do now. So what does eye tracking add to research? What does it bring? Well, with this technology, it means that it gives you a very accurate understanding of exactly where people's attention is going on any visual, any kind of visual stimulus you want to present to people, and where are people completely missing and not even glancing at. And the diagnostic power of this information is immense, absolutely fantastic, and I'm going to now hand over to Rob to take you through some illustrations of this.